speech. It is very essential thing for grade 10, ordinary, even advanced level. So you should focus on that. So I am going to teach you in an easy method. So what is the direct speech? Everybody says that the exact words of the speaker is the direct speech. The exact words of the speaker. So for example, the mom and son meets. Suddenly, son wants to go on a tour. He meets his mother and asks for permission. Mother, I want to go on a tour because I am tired of being the corona period at home. Mother thinks twice and she can't take decision by herself. Then she says that, don't worry, I should ask father. When father is free, mother asks that my son wanted to go on a tour. So it depends on father how he gives the permission. So as I said to you, the first one, I want to go on a tour. Now, it had changed that he said that he wanted to go on a tour then. When we change the direct speech into indirect speech, we have to change certain steps. The first one, we have to remove the comma and inverted commas. I will show you the slide again later. Use the conjunction that. We have to use the conjunction that. Third one, change the pronoun. Fourth one, change the time and place expression. Fifth one, don't remove the capital letters of proper nouns. Let's go back and see. I have mentioned earlier, he said, I want to go on a tour. When we want to change the direct speech into indirect speech, the first of all, we are removing the inverted commas and then we are adding that and changing the tense. Want becomes wanted and time expression now become then. So if we want to do indirect speech, we have to identify, first of all, subject, object, reporting verb, first, second, third person and tense. This is very essential thing. Secondly, we have to change the reporting verb. Said becomes said, said to become told, says to becomes tells, says to becomes tell. Third one, replace inverted comma with that. As I mentioned you earlier that we have to replace that. Fourth one, change the pronoun. I will let you know how the pronouns is changing in a table after this slide. Fifth one, change of tense. Sixth one, update time specific words. We can see that later on. Now you can see how direct speech has become indirect speech. It is very easy. Some students, you may think that you have to memorize and you have to keep on memorizing every day. It's not that way. You have to do some activities. If you do some activities, it is easy for you to memorize to you. I have given you like this, direct speech and indirect speech. I becomes he or she, you become I, she, he, we, they, we becomes they becomes they, she becomes she, he becomes he, it becomes it, our becomes their, me become him or her, us become them, you become him, her or them, mine becomes his or her, mine become his or her, yours. We have to change as his, hers and theirs. Likewise, as I told you, that update time specific words. It is also very important if we want to change direct speech to indirect speech. We have to make certain changes. It is the key changes, update time specific words. Direct speech, if it is indirect with this, we have to change this, that, these, those, here, there, thus, so, ago, before, today, that day, now, then, yesterday, previous day, tomorrow, the next day. Likewise, we have to change everything. Now we can see how direct and indirect speeches becomes or changes in tense. First of all, present simple tense into past simple tense. For example, he said, Sudan writes a letter. If we change that, he said that Sudan wrote a letter. I have changed the present tense into past tense. Now let's go to the second one. Present continuous becomes past continuous. He said, my mother is cooking now. He said that his mother was cooking then. I am changing the pronoun. The tense present continuous become past continuous. The time expression now become then. The present perfect tense into past perfect tense. He said, I have come. If you change that into indirect speech, he said that he had come. I into he, then it comes he had come. Present perfect continuous into past perfect continuous. I said, boys had been singing a song. I said that boys had been singing a song. Simple past tense into past perfect tense. In direct speech, he said, I wrote a poem. If we change that into past perfect tense, he said that he had written a poem. So we have to think about it, how it changes. As I said that simple past tense, how it changes. Once again I repeat you. He said, I wrote a poem. You have to change that. He said that he had written a poem. Past continuous tense into past perfect continuous tense. He said, boys were singing a song. He said that boys had been singing a song. It is also sometimes some students find difficulties of making direct speech into indirect speech in past continuous tense to past perfect continuous. It's not that much of difficulties. You can easily change that. It means that you have to identify how the tense changing and the pronoun changing and the time expression how it is changing. If you are master of that, you can easily change the direct speech into indirect speech, and you can become master of direct speech into indirect speech. You can teach others if you know it very well. Now I have given you changes in modals. How the modals have changed. Will I have changed to would. So will, if it the direct speech will comes, we have to change it as would. For example, he said, we will play cricket. If we change it, he said that they would play cricket. We has become they. The will has taken place of would. Then play cricket. It's the easy way. You have to see will become would. Can becomes could. She said, I can't buy. It's not a matter. I can go to shop. I can buy. So she said that she could buy. May changes to might. She said she may cook because she is sick. She thinks that it is little bit possibilities there. So she says she may cook. I changed that in indirect speech. She said that she might cook. Shall become should. He said I shall meet. When we change that into indirect speech, he said that he should meet. Students and viewers, you should know. So, shall can be taken would also. In some of the grammar books you must have read that shall comes with should as well as with would. We can change with would also. Must. She said, she must study. It has to change to had to. She said that she had to study because the exam is approaching. She's in confusion what to do. So she said, I had to study. Have to changes into had to. She said, I have to work. She said that she had to work. Now we are moving to the different interrogative sentence. It is called question. How we have to make sentences question. There are question two ways. As you know, yes no question and WH question. Yes no question means do you eat? We answer it with yes or no. Do you sleep well? We answer it yes or no. Did you take bath? We answer yes or no. WH question always comes in W. What is your name? Where do you live? How do you play? How do you study? That is. So direct questions begins with a question word. Already we have mentioned what, who, why, when, where and how. All these things are question word beginning with W. Yes, no questions begins with helping verbs. Am, is, are, was, were, do, did. Now, in order to make question 4, there are 6 steps that we should know. First, we have to identify. Second, change of reporting verb. For example, said or said to become asked, says to becomes asked, say or say to becomes asked. And also we have to see inquire, suggestion and inform. We have to use that for the certain meaning of the sentence that comes to us. At the same time, ask, asks, ask. No need to change the reporting verb. We can use it as it is. Now, when we want to change the question 4, that we have to remove. The yes no question, we have to remove that. Instead of that, we have to use if or whether. In the direct question, we have to use the direct question word, WH question word, instead of that. Fourth one, change of pronoun. Fifth one, change of tense. Then time specific word. Now we can go to the examples of WH question. The first one, he said, where are you? He asked, where I was. How I am changing? You can see, where are you? It has to be changed. We have to replace that pronoun into secondary and auxiliary verbs goes behind. Where are you? Where I was. Second, what do you want? She asked me. She asked me what I wanted. The yes no question. He asked, do you study? If we change that into indirect speech, he asked whether I studied. Do you like coffee? She asked if I like coffee. So it is easy way. Viewers, you can enjoy the direct and indirect speech. It is not very hard as you think. You can master it when you do a lot of activities. You can do a lot of activities and get benefit of that. Thank you.